I already know what the reaction is going to be to this video, and I'm not going to apologize for it because it's an honest, truthful take that if you are not objective, like I am here, you might not see, and you are going to ignore it, and you are going to just think that this is the most ridiculous thing that you have ever heard. But I'm going to explain to you why there is also somewhat of a curse of having Justin Jefferson as wide receiver 1 on your roster. This take is presented by Hoagland Farm. Contact Hoagland Farm today for the best rotationally grazed 100% grass-fed beef. This beef is sold in quarters and halves, and they have custom sample packs so you can try before you buy. Hoagland Farm beef has ground beef, chuck roast, sirloin steaks, T-bone steaks, and plenty more. And all for $4.15 a pound. Prices you can't get anywhere at a grocery store. So contact them today at 952-491-1541 and get 20% off by mentioning the Minnesota Tim Podcast. 952-491-1541. 20% off by mentioning the Minnesota Tim Podcast. Okay, so why is having Justin Jefferson a blessing and a curse at the same time? Well, he is clearly going to be more of a blessing than a curse. But here is why there's also a little curse mechanism happening with Justin Jefferson. And it showed against the Los Angeles Rams. In the red zone, Sam Darnold was looking towards Justin Jefferson. And I can't show the video, or the NFL is going to cock block this video, and it will basically remove any possibility of certain things that I want to happen with this video if I show the video. But remember the play I'm talking about as I describe it. Sam Darnold drops back to pass. Justin Jefferson's on the right side of the field, and he runs a route into the end zone. He's covered by 2 guys. He falls over before the football can get over to him. Sam Darnold airmails it, and it's a field goal. Another field goal opportunity for the Vikings in that game when they desperately needed touchdowns. When you look at the final score, you look at the field goals they kicked, you turn those into touchdowns, and the Vikings probably win that football game. Field goals lose you games. They win games at the end of the game. They lose you games throughout the game. Anyway, he falls over. What you might not have seen, or maybe you did see it, was Jordan Addison on the opposite side of the field, wide open. There was not a cornerback within 3 or 4 feet of him. And Sam Darnold got tunnel vision because Justin Jefferson's a great wide receiver. He's an amazing wide receiver. He is the best wide receiver in the league. So he's obviously more blessing than curse. But the curse comes in when you force throws into double coverage when elite wide receivers like Jordan Addison are wide open on the opposite side of the field. And here's the problem with what Sam Darnold did. He didn't even give Addison a look. He stared down the barrel at Justin Jefferson and force-fed him in double coverage as he was bracketed by the Los Angeles Rams. And why did he do that? Well, 1, Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league, and he knows that. 2, Jefferson encourages Sam Darnold to throw him the football every single time because he thinks that he can catch it every single time. And most of the time, he does. We've seen spectacular catches, even throughout that game. When Darnold threw one to Jefferson and he bobbled it on the sidelines, and then he held it together with his helmet or with his hands, and it was a catch. And the Vikings did a quick hurry-up play, and they ended up kicking a field goal. It might have been the same possession, I'm not sure. But he does make those spectacular catches. But did you see this amazing statistic? If not, I'm going to share it with you right now. Jordan Addison was so good against the Los Angeles Rams. Yet none of us would know it. Do you know why? Because Sam Darnold did not throw him the football. Look at this. Jordan Addison had a 91.67% separation rate in Week 8 against the Rams, which was the second highest in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus Minnesota Vikings. Jordan Addison was wide open, not just on one play, but on 91% of the routes he ran, he had a separation rate, the best separation rate on the Minnesota Vikings roster, and the second highest separation rate in the NFL in Week 8. And Darnold did not throw him the football. So he needs to throw him the football. Addison is an elite route runner. We saw it his rookie year when Justin Jefferson went down, that he can get open. So Darnold needs to stop having tunnel vision towards Justin Jefferson, even though he is so good, and look at other targets on the football field, like a Jordan Addison, like a TJ Hawkinson. And that is exactly what the Minnesota Vikings coaches are saying to him this week. Spread the football around. Because when you spread the football around, that just makes Justin Jefferson all that more dangerous. When you aren't going to force feed him and have tunnel vision towards him, well, then the Minnesota Vikings opposing defenses need to focus on other players on the field, which means that Justin Jefferson will get double coveraged less if you're focusing on guys like Addison and Hawkinson more. And I guarantee you that's what the coaches are saying to Sam Darnold this week. Spread the football around. If Jefferson's being bracketed, Addison's wide open. This guy can play. So I'm going to say it again because I already know the comments. Jefferson is way more blessing than curse. But there are some curse components when you have tunnel vision, when you can't even think about throwing to other guys on the football field. Because Sam Darnold blew an amazing opportunity to defeat the Los Angeles Rams because he only looked one direction in that football game. And of course, there's going to be internal pressure from Jefferson to throw him the football. He went the first few weeks of the season without 100 yards, and he's like, I need my 100 yards. So, of course, he's going to say, throw me the football. But you've also got to throw Addison the football because then they're going to start complaining that they don't have the football. So, I would hate to be in that huddle as a quarterback. All the bickering that you get from wide receivers. Dude, I was open. I'm sure those guys don't bite their tongue. These guys have massive egos. So, anyways, that's my take for the day. And like it, love it, hate it. Thank you for making this podcast part of your day.